Hello everyone. My name is Dr. Yogesh Reddy. I am assistant professor in Department of Zoology, SBES College of Science, Chhatrapati Sambhajinagar. Today we will discuss on a topic that is known as parasitology. And in parasitology, one of the major group that we are going to discuss today is Helminth group. Helminth parasite is one of the largest group of parasite which is found in all vertebrates and invertebrates. It is found in human also. They are forming many sizes, shape, and different mode of life cycle. To discuss this particular topic, I would like to share a PowerPoint presentation so that we can discuss this topic in brief. Helminth parasite are the eukaryotic multicellular parasite living in and feeding on living host, receiving nutrition, nourishment, and protection while disrupting in the host nutrition absorption, causing weakness and disease. It is divided into three major groups, that is roundworm, which is also known as nematodes, flatworms, in which there are two major groups. One is trematode and cystode. The first group, that is a phylum nematode, it is also known as phylum Helminthus, class Nematoda. The second one is known as trematode, which is commonly known as liver fluke. This particular parasite is leaf-like structure and it is found in liver of many vertebrates, including human. There are about 9,000 species of trematode, all over which are parasitic. Most trematode are parasitic of vertebrates. Trematode are multicellular eukaryotic, helminth, unsegmented, dorso-ventrally flattened. Most adult are bilaterally symmetrical, leaf-shaped, and tongue-like and covered with cuticles. The tegument may be smooth or spiny and protect the parasite against the host. The unique thing about this parasite, a group of parasites that is known as trematode, is it is found in every part of the body. It is an endoparasite. It is found in lungs. It is found in blood. It is found in intestine. It is found in heart. It is found in brain. So it has a multiple types of habitats and it can invade different types of organs inside the body of an animal as well as human being. Now the reproduction of this parasite. Generally, the reproduction is very complex in trematode. To complete its life cycle, it needs around 2 to 3 intermediate hosts for completing the life cycles. The intermediate hosts are in the form of invertebrates and the life cycle is completed outside the host, outside the definitive host. So a snail is the first intermediate host, which is in a vertebrate, and the final is the definitive host. In some species, there may be 2 or 3 intermediate hosts before definitive host is reached. In this photograph, we can see that the snail is there, and in the next photograph, here we can see the larval form which is present inside this particular host. That is the intermediate host. It is a snail. In this snail, we can find 3 different types of larvae. One is sporocyst, the second one is radii, and the third one is sarcaria. After the development of these 3 larvae, the sarcaria, which is the final larval stage in this intermediate host, leaves the body of the intermediate host, and it is one of the type of free living stages in this trematode. This sarcaria frees swimming larva. It gives off infected snails, penetrate the skin of the human definitive host. As it enters the definitive host, it starts developing into the adult stage. It migrates from the intestine to the spleen and directly it reaches to the liver, where it grows for a few weeks and after that it becomes adult form and after that it lays the eggs. Here we can see the photographs of the liver fluke, blood fluke and intestinal fluke. The example of liver fluke is fasciola hepatica. The example of blood fluke is cystosoma mansoni. The example of liver fluke in intestine is fasciolipsis buski. Now the next major group is in this particular category is cystode parasite. Before that, I would like to explain the life cycle of trematode. Here in this photograph, we can see, in this slide, we can see the life cycle of trematode, where there are two different definitive hosts where we can see that there are cattle, which are also known as grazing animal groups, and also human being is also there, which is an accidental host. If a particular human is infected with this particular parasite, the eggs is hatched inside the intestine, and these eggs are expelled out through the fecal matter in the external environment. As these eggs passes out, the eggs are in the stage of unembryonated, and they, when it get a suitable temperature, a suitable pH and moisture, the embryo start developing inside the egg. After the development of embryo inside the water, it hatches out, and the first stage that comes out of this operculated egg is Meracidia larva. This Meracidia larva is free living. It is covered with cilia, which acts like a locomotory organ. Though it is a Helminth parasite, still it has the characteristics of protozoan. Many of the time, cilia is one of the characteristics of protozoan which is used for locomotion to move from here and there. For example, ciliates like Opelina, Nyctoteris, Paramecium, which have this type of characteristics. This Meracidia larva is free living and it starts searching for the first intermediate host, which is a snail. As it reaches close to the snail, it penetrates inside the snail body, which is very sluggish and very easy to penetrate inside the body, and it start developing itself. After a few weeks, this Meracidia larva is converted into sporocyst, and this sporocyst started hatching multiple forms of radii. And again, this radii start hatching multiple forms of Sarkaria. Sarkaria has a typical type of shape where you have a tail-like structure, which is very needful to locomote in the free living stage. Had the Sarkaria develop, it leaves the intermediate host body and it becomes free living inside the water, where it goes and get attached to vegetations and develop itself into metacercaria. Now, in this particular life cycle, the infective stage of trematode is metacercaria. Many of the time, a question comes in a student exam or paper that which is the infective stage of trematode, and this is the main answer, that is the metacercaria is the infective stage of trematode. And if this metacercaria enters inside a host vertebrate, whether it is a cattle, grazing animals, it can be a sheep, it can be a cow, buffalo, or it can be a human being. It enters inside the intestine, and again it starts its life cycle, and this particular life cycle goes on. So this is one of the most complex life cycle which we have seen in Helminth parasite. When we compare this life cycle with other parasite, for example, protozoan group or any arthropod group, This is one of the most complex life cycle because it needs two different hosts, two different intermediate hosts to complete its life cycle. It doesn't have any auto infection. It doesn't have any direct infection or direct life cycle, but it needs a two different intermediate hosts to complete its life cycle. So it is very difficult to complete its life cycle. The life cycle is wholly depend upon the intermediate host, which is in a form of snail. So this is how a trematode completed life cycle. So I hope this lecture was very informative for you. And if you have any questions, you can ask me in your chat box. Thank you.